Today we're going to make radial designs. A radial design is a design that starts in the middle of your paper, then moves outwards towards the edges. So we're going to start with a big dot in the middle of your paper. I'm going to use crayons and finish it with watercolors, but you use whatever you have. Your choice. I'm going to start making lines from the dot and making them go all the way to the outside of the paper. These lines can go any direction you want. Mine are kind of curving, but you do your lines how you want to do your lines. Just make sure you have enough of them. Again, from the middle dot to the outside of the paper. This will set up your radial design for the next step. Now that I have my lines on, I have a bunch of different shapes that I can make different designs on. I'm going to start with this Zig Zag design in my first shape. But you can use any kind of design you want. We've talked about a lot of different ways to make lines in art class, and we've talked about a lot of different shapes. So you can use any of those ideas we've talked about before. Take your time. This is a good way to practice control with your crayons or whatever you're using. After I get one shape completely done with the design, I'm going to move on to the next shape, and I'm going to do something totally different. We're going to keep doing different designs inside our different shapes until we fill every single shape. You can put in lines or shapes or whatever you want, but make sure that if you do something in one shape, you don't do it again in the next shape. This will bring good variety into our artwork. Say one shape is just triangles. If I did triangles, I'm not going to do triangles again in another shape. If I do a swirl, I'm not going to do a swirl in the next shape. If I do zigzags, I'm not going to do zigzags in another shape. Each shape should be different from the shape next to it or any other shape on my paper. This will make my radial design show a lot of creativity, and they look really fantastic. It can be hard to think of something new to do in each shape, but if you take a little bit of time with it, I bet you'll be able to do it. I will have a sheet with a few different ideas of different lines and shapes you can do attached to this lesson, and if you need to, you can always look at that for ideas. But if you have your own ideas, that's great. Keep going until every different shape is all the way filled with your different ideas. This makes our radial designs look fantastic. Since I use crayons, I can use watercolors now. If you didn't use crayons, you can't, but that's okay. That doesn't mean your radial design won't be good. You can use markers or colored pencils or whatever you choose. Use whatever you have. I really like the watercolors myself, so that's what I'm going to do in my radial design. Keep going until your paper is completely filled with color. Switch colors a lot if you're watercoloring, because that'll make it look really nice. If you're not using watercolors and you want to color it in, that's fine too. But remember, switching colors gives it a lot of variety. And I think it makes the radial designs look really, really nice. I bet you will too. I hope you like making your radial design. I really liked making mine. I can't wait to see what you come up with for all your different designs and each of your different shapes on your radial designs. That's my favorite part about being an art teacher, is seeing what you guys come up with.